It's certainly striking.
So striking. It's like Christmas every time I see these.
Presents.
The library has a small but really interesting collection of textiles, and some of these are included in Handmade Universe. There's a very rare stitched silk map from the 18th century and 2 embroidered waistcoats that represent a very different style of embroidery that became fashionable in the mid-19th century. And when you compare these 2 different styles, it gives quite an interesting insight into changing tastes and skills and technologies involved in embroidery. The silk map is a rare example of an 18th century sampler which was used for practicing or sampling needlework techniques. We decided to include the silk map in Handmade Universe because it was a beautiful example of handcrafts functioning as scientific tools. The maker's name was Mary Redman, but that's all we know.
She's got the scale, she's got longitude and latitude.
So the materials that it's made from are incredibly fragile. It's silk thread stitched into silk. So we worked really closely with our conservators to consolidate the silk and make sure it was safe and stable to go on display.
The best way to hold it and so that it doesn't move anymore is to lay another layer of a conservation grade very fine gauze or net over the top.
Berlin woolwork was a needlework craze in fashion that originated in Germany. Berlin woolwork designs were accompanied by a gridded chart, and it was in the style of paint by numbers. So every stitch in the embroidery design was represented by a coloured square on the chart.
And what sort of person wore these?
I don't know, but they must have been quite small. It's incredible to think that these waistcoats were made more than 170 years ago because they look like they could have been stitched in this century. And interestingly, it's been termed the original pixel because of those gridded charts that accompany the design. So the library's collection includes more than 5 million items, so you're never really sure what kind of objects and stories you might find and what direction they might take you in.
I wonder if there are matching shoes.
Probably there.